Hello, everybody. This is Carson, a part of the Money Multiplier family. I'm stoked to be here with you guys. Thank you for all the support you guys provide for the Money Multiplier, for infinite banking, and for sharing this amazing story and strategy to those you guys love. We very proudly teach this and love to hear stories from all of our community members that really have fantastic experiences with this strategy as well. So today, I want to introduce myself. I'm Carson Herleen. I live in Southern California, Dana Point specifically. Those of you who know the area or don't know the area, I'm sure a lot of you guys know where LA is or San Diego. I am kind of right in between the two spots, about 45 minutes south of LA and about 45 minutes north of San Diego. So right in the dead center on the beach in a cool little beach town. And I actually grew up very close to here as well. And so today I want to share with you guys my story of how I got into infinite banking, how it's changed my life, and how it can change yours. So I want to start with a little bit of a backstory of kind of what happened to me growing up and my story getting into this. And I think that will definitely set the stage for why this strategy made so much sense for me. So to start, I'd like to begin by saying that I grew up in a very, I would say, middle-class home for most of my life until I was in high school. So I come from a family that's in the financial services space. My dad started a company called Horizon Trust, and his story is pretty simple as well. He actually grew up extremely poor, like most people do, and he was determined to make it out. While he was in college, he saw a buddy of his who he went over to his house on a Wednesday afternoon. It was like 2 p.m. His dad was out 2 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon washing his boat on the driveway. And my dad thought, holy cow, what does your dad do? How is he home on a Wednesday cleaning his boat? He never had anything like that. And he started learning from that guy who was actually in the insurance industry as well, started getting around the financial space, getting into the trusts and the estate planning and learning what this guy was actually doing and what this guy's company did. And he was kind of being mentored by this guy, his friend's dad. He, from that point, started to do some real estate deals. And while he was doing some real estate deals, he realized, well, hey, I need to raise money for these deals. So how can I go raise money? All of the people he talked to, they had money in their retirement accounts, but they didn't have any in cash to lend to him. So he started using self-directed IRA custodian companies. He started telling these people, hey, move your IRAs over to this company. You can self-direct it here and then lend the money to me through your IRA. I can pay you back through your IRA. All the profit will go through your IRA, so it'll be tax-free. It'll be fantastic. You can self-direct your retirement account. As he did that many, many, many times, he started to realize that the self-directed IRA custodian companies out there absolutely sucked. And so he took it upon himself to go and create his own company, create his own self-directed custodian company on his own called Horizon Trust Company. A lot of you guys, a part of the Money Multiplier community, probably have heard of Horizon Trust. We do a lot of work with them, and that company my dad still owns today. So brief backstory on him and how he got into that, because that shaped how I got into all this as well. My dad, being a Horizon Trust Company owner, knew Chris Naugle, knew Brent Kessler. Actually, fun fact, my dad introduced Brent Kessler to Chris Naugle. So the Money Multiplier was actually started through that relationship 10, 15 years ago, which is crazy. And so it's crazy how time flies, and now here I am working with the team. But nonetheless, that happened 10, 15 years ago. I was just a kid. Back to my story after senior year of high school, but COVID happened. So I had just decided to start going to school, go to college. I was actually going to go serve a church mission. And at that time, life was crazy, as all of you guys know. But I got to see firsthand what my dad was doing with his funds and what he was doing during COVID. I got to see what all of his clients were doing, people who had self-directed IRAs, what they were using their accounts for at that time, if they were investing, not investing, pulling funds out because they needed it to survive. I got to see what the financial services industry was like during a very tough time for most people. And it was interesting to me. I then wanted to get into the stock market. I thought that was cool. I started doing some day trading. And I, at this point, was going to college in my first semester. Me and all my buddies were getting into stock trading, crypto trading. Crypto was going to the moon at that point. All the craziness with the GameStop stock and the AMC stock that was just being hyped up and traded and then dumped and pumped and dumped, I think is what they called it then. It was a crazy time in the stock market. Everything was thriving post-COVID. And I thought it was super fun. I thought it was super interesting. And I ended up getting very risky, getting very emotional, not doing any due diligence, not actually learning how the stock market worked. I just did trades based on what people in my group and friends were telling me to do. I ended up losing thousands of dollars. Everything I've saved up, gone. And it changed the way I looked at money. I then realized as an 18-year-old that I can't be trading or investing or using money emotionally. I needed to be using funds, my money I could save and invest strategically. That changed everything for me. I actually have not invested in the stock market since that day. It's been like 5-6 years, haven't touched the stock market. And now that I hate the stock market, I just had that bad experience. I don't want to go back into it. I don't know enough about the market to be able to be comfortable to invest into it. And so I've stopped. Now, that being said, from there, I ended up went and I served a church mission. I lived in the country of Georgia. And when you hear that, you might think, oh, Georgia, living down in the South, that's the countryside. No, not at all. I went to the country of Georgia. I didn't know what it was either when I first learned about it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the country of Georgia is right below Russia. It used to be part of the Soviet Union. It's right above like Iran, Iraq, Turkey, over in that area. So kind of the Middle East, kind of Russia, kind of East Europe, kind of in that little pocket of the earth. It's a tiny country. And I learned the Georgian language, which was amazing. So I spent a year living in Georgia, learning the Georgian language, serving people in the community, and building a church by myself and a few other missionaries. We spent the whole year building up the members, building up the area, and teaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And it was absolutely amazing. And while I was there, I actually was given, before then, but I had been given kind of advice, maybe not advice is the best word, maybe a calling or a manifestation or impression or a revelation. You can use any of those words. But I knew that on that mission, I would learn to organize and plan for my business career, for my hopeful success. And I definitely can tell you now that happened. I learned skills and I had experiences building teams out there, and that changed everything for me. And it completely, put me on the complete perfect trajectory for me to start my career. So I get home, I'm in a situation now, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school, trying to determine what I want to study, what I want to be, what I want to do. Had this weird experience with the stock market, had this new skill level of how to build teams, how to be a leader, how to kind of plan and organize organizations. And I was in school and I was going through the typical thing. I was doing like economics classes, math classes, English classes, just like regular school stuff, right? And I saw the trajectory that life was going to take me. I was going to go down that path and be probably just something in investment banking or the financial services or business owners. I didn't know what I was going to do, but something in that world was where I wanted to be. But I didn't want to be a part of that rat race. I didn't want to go into corporate America. I didn't feel the control, the success, the happiness that came from that life really fit me. And at the same time, I was talking to my dad and said, hey, well, I want to learn about money. What should I do? I want to learn about real estate investing. I want to learn about how to start a business. How do I get into this space while I'm in school? He introduced me to two guys. You guys probably know both of them, Chris Noggle and Justin Colby. Two amazing mentors in my life. These guys put me under their wing, taught me everything they could, and helped me learn the money world, the wealth game, the banking world that we need to be a part of and learn about and take more control over. They taught me it. I first started learning real estate with Justin. I started learning how he flipped properties, how he bought rental properties, how he was controlling this real estate business and running it. And I was able to kind of learn kind of on the ground level what he was doing, how he was finding deals, how he was talking to realtors, how he was getting these properties flipped, how he's building relationships with contractors. That was awesome. And then I started learning from Chris Noggle. this banking strategy. Oh, you can do banking with a insurance policy. At the time, obviously, no kid in college knows about life insurance and how that works. And so I learned about life insurance, then learned about banking. Then I dove into this rabbit hole of the central banks, traditional banking systems, Austrian economics, life insurance, and investing. And the life that I saw in that direction, real estate, business ownership, teaching people about money, financial freedom, that world versus going down the traditional path and being in corporate America and sacrificing the next 10 years of my life to then maybe get to a decent job, it wasn't appealing to me anymore. I learned kind of the light side of the financial world and what I wanted to do. And I made a decision at that point. I knew these two worlds were pulling me apart of what direction I wanted to take. There's so much tension built up inside of me. I ended up deciding to drop out of college and pursue an education in investing and learning how to make money work for me. Again, changed everything for me. So I went into that world. I dove super deep. I started my own real estate company, started doing deals, started flipping properties. I was starting in Arkansas. I then started buying in Florida and Alabama. And to this day, I'm still doing that. And then I got into working with Chris, teaching banking, teaching how life insurance can change your financial life, and you never knew about it. And I love these two worlds. Being in this space has changed how I look at money. And so for me, I've developed a system. And again, I had other mentors in my life come to me around the same time over the past 3-4 years that have taught me deeper financial strategies, how you can be doing asset allocation, portfolio management between all these different investments, how to underwrite big lending and partnership and business opportunities. And those partnerships and those mentors, those education pieces, those courses have been amazing. But for me, it shaped for me what I was doing. I wanted to be really the guinea pig for myself to test all these strategies out and then go teach these strategies to others. And I would say I figured it out. Being 23 years old, living by the beach in a home, married with a child. We just had a baby a couple months ago, our first child, a baby boy, making good money. I feel like I've figured out a system to make it work and to know what to do. And I want to share with you guys what that is. So for me, number one, you need to make money. In my opinion, if you want to be wealthy, whatever that means for you, have time freedom, be retired sooner than most people, you get two options. One, you start a business. Two, you start investing and saving money at a very young age, and you do it consistently every single year for a couple decades, and you're probably going to be set for life. But if you're starting late, you don't have money, you don't have the ability or opportunity to start a business, I see it as being extremely, extremely tough to build wealth. You will never build wealth by just living paycheck to paycheck. It's impossible. So you can't work for somebody. If you do work for somebody, you need to have enough discipline to save a lot of money every year, invest it correctly for 10, 20 years, and then you probably can get to that point in life. So for me, those are the two steps that need to happen. Either direction is great. And if you're starting later in life to get into all these things, that's fine. You just need to be more aggressive with saving and investing and be more strategic. And I'm sure you can do it. And so that would be step number one. You gotta save money or you gotta start a business. From there, you gotta find ways to be efficient with taxes and saving money again, and having a safe place to put those funds. And so for me, all of my profits from my different businesses funnel into my life insurance policies. I have 4 current policies. The reason everything flows here first for me is because these life insurance policies, they're guaranteed to grow every single day of my life, no matter what. So there's no risk. I now have peace of mind that if I put money in these accounts, they sit here and grow every day the rest of my life, guaranteed, no risk, no volatility. That is a comfortable space for me to start out and build a foundation to build wealth. So again, that's my foundation. These insurance policies, I have 4 policies currently, 2 on myself, 1 on my mother and 1 on my wife, 1 on my baby boy coming soon. So I will have 5 by the end of the year. So these policies are the foundation. Again, every single year I funnel all of my extra income into all these policies. And then I invest accordingly. I use my policies now that I have this strong foundation. Again, this policy is guaranteed growth, a death benefit to protect me and my family in case something happens. It's safe against lawsuits, judgments, liens. If something crazy happens in any of my businesses and I'm sued, I'm safe. My policies are where all my cash is stored. It's never going to be touched. And these policies are still liquid. And so if you can have a place to store money that has all of these things and it's still liquid, it allows you to have complete control to do whatever you want, have guaranteed growth on all of your money at all times, have no risk, and you now are in really the bank is what we call it. So that being said, that's what I do. And then all of my policies go to buy real estate. All of my cash value, I go buy real estate. I buy single family, 1 to 4 unit properties in Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma. Every single month, every single year, I'm buying and buying more. I'm still doing flips. I'm still doing burrs with those properties. I'm still buying turnkey rentals. I want to store all of my capital in these real estate properties. All these properties then produce income. They have appreciation. When I refinance them or I produce more cash flow, all of it flows back into my policies. And I keep rinsing and repeating that. And by me running everything into real estate, that also provides a ton of tax benefits, so I don't end up paying tax on any of my actual profit. So in this scenario, what I'm doing today, I pay $0 in taxes every year. I put all of my money in a safe place in life insurance, and then every time there's enough to go buy a rental property, I do. So within the next 10 years, right now I'm telling you, I will be 33 years old. My wife and I will be 33, 34. By then, we will probably have enough rental income to be retired, essentially have all the income we need to pay the rest of our bills, the rest of our life. All of our money in a policy growing unconditionally forever, guaranteed. And hopefully some other businesses that are producing passive income that I've hired out to build the system out to continually build these systems as well without me actually having to be there every single day. And so in this simple system, I'm creating wealth and time for my family to go do what we want. And honestly, big goal for me, I would love to have 3-4 kids, be young 30s, and go travel abroad. I'd love to go live in a few different countries for 6-12 months. Just go show my kids the world. Go experience something different. And that's a big goal of mine, is to get to that point and then be able to spend time giving back. Maybe going back and doing other missions, teaching people about the gospel of Jesus Christ, teaching people about motivation, life goals, priorities in life, how to build a family, teaching these amazing things that I feel like I've been so fortunate to learn at such a young age and start to build the foundation of it at a young age as well. Now, I will not tell you that I'm rich today. I will not tell you that today I could do that. I can't. I'm still in the grind part of my life. I am building, growing, learning every single month, and I'm constantly pushing myself to do those things. But I built a foundation that no one else really can build unless they have a system like this. So again, for me, my system is finding a way to produce income that I can control, finding a way to save money in a controlled, responsible, determined, consistent manner, and using life insurance to do that, and then investing in the right assets to produce passive income for me. It's that simple. Those 3 steps are all I'm doing. This system will just get larger and larger for me as I have more kids, as we want to build and scale our life and go do more things. So my lesson for you guys today is to, 1, go do what you want to do. Go spend time learning about the things that you are passionate about and that you want to learn. If that means doing side hustles with your W-2 job, awesome. Start building that additional income, getting into what you want to do, start trying different businesses. Then from there, as things work, as things progress, keep doing more and more of that stuff and less of whatever you don't like. Try and find ways to produce income that you're passionate about and you love. And as you do that, life will just get better and better. Now, I hope this is fun for you guys to hear my story. The purpose of this was really to give you another example, another case study of someone who's done these strategies, lived it, enjoyed it, and building with it. Guys, these strategies are not a one-time thing. You set it up and you're done for life. No, this is a system you learn every single month, you build every single year, and it grows over time. So I have not built a system that's sustained and done for life. A lot of our members of our team and our CEOs of our companies don't either. It's a consistent system that you build as you grow. And so don't feel like you need to be there today. Let the system build a strong foundation, and learn these strategies ASAP. Go get into these things as soon as you can. Guys, thank you. If you want to follow my story and learn more what I'm doing, you can follow me on any platform. Again, my name is Carson Herleen. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, anything you want, all right? So please go follow me, learn my journey. I'd love to reach out to you guys, hear what you guys' stories are. If you have questions about how you can start a business, how you can get into real estate, how you can start an insurance policy and do banking, or you want to just chat about life, please hit me up. You got my information. You know where to find me. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to hear from us on these different podcasts and stories as well. And if you want to chat, just give me a ring. Thank you guys. Hope this was helpful. Have a good week.